you've already established that your self-consciousness of what you knew you had done is what caused you to see her differently and see what she was doing and interpreting what she was doing differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you look at me and you tell me how attractive the waiter is. And it's like, I'm here trying to build something with you. And you
wait, hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Sorry, y'all. I got to retract my statements. Why would you tell your man how attractive the waiter is? That's a boundary cross. Hey guys, welcome. It's your girl Samantha Lee, and I am here to do yet another reaction video to some content that I am particularly invested in. Okay, if you guys have been watching my channel, you already know I did part 1 of the skin deep video. This one actually, this particular one, and I'm particularly invested in this story because it ended on a cliffhanger. And if anybody knows me that's watching this, they know that I don't like cliffhangers. I want to know everything as much as I can know. So we are going to watch the second part together. All right. I am invested and I hope you are too. Watch me watch this invested. Okay. So before I get started, if you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell because I'm putting out content that you probably want to see if you like content like this. All right, guys, without further ado, let's get into it.
I don't think it...
Let me turn it back.
Is there anything you're hesitant to ask me?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Y'all know the last video, I did a victory dance because I knew he was going to say something. Okay. So I'm not going to spoil what I thought he was going to say, but I just want to take the moment to say, I told you so. Anyway, go ahead.
Do you want to ask it now?
I'm about to, if I don't pass out on camera.
Girl, she know what he about to ask. Come on.
Do you miss what we had?
Yes, I miss it. I think it was important for that time in my life. I don't think it fits right now because
We're completely.
We're far.
He's trying to give her he's trying to give her, that little space to be able to say the truth, like say what she's saying. But you obviously know he's disappointed. I think he's disappointed. Like if you really didn't feel like it fit in your life now, you probably wouldn't bring that up, right? But I like how he just is kind of giving her the space to be able to be honest. I also like that she's being honest about how she feels. She's not going to string him along or anything, So anyway.
Like distance-wise, and we're just on a different journey. That's the sense I get. And we haven't really talked a whole lot about our...
At all. This is...
Yeah, like our goals and, what we want and everything. We haven't done that for 3 years. So, but I definitely hold what we had in high regard. Like it is something that I haven't been able to find anywhere else.
Wow. Listen, y'all, that's basically saying a lot.
Very special to me.
Let me pause this. Let me pause it. For her to say that, in my perspective, what she's saying is there's a window open for you. Ladies, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a window open for you. If she's saying I haven't been able to find what we had anywhere else, she's not going to let him just come back on his white horse, after cheating on her and the relationship has ended in 3 years. She's not going to just do that. So she's basically saying, listen, I don't know how this fits. We haven't talked about what we're doing, where we're at. what our goals are. But I will say I haven't found anything like this in my current life. Yeah, that's womanese of the window's open for you. The door ain't open, but the window is. Now, how bad do you want to get through the window? Do you want to get through the window? Do you want to get through the window? Okay, I'll stop. Let's go.
What
Crazy
what
part
did you even
is,
ask?
I thought it was just me,
About what?
like missing what was there. And once it ended, I honestly thought it was just, you fucking suck, Steve. And it was just,
I mean, I was definitely not trying to talk to you or reach out or anything because of the betrayal. That was crazy. And you didn't, and on the flip side, to turn it on me like I'm cheating and I'm out here and I know I wasn't. That was really, I don't know.
that was a
I'm
dick
not
move.
trying to guilt you.
No, but that was, I have no problem
It
like
was
admitting it.
like,
It was a dick move. That's what I was saying before. Like, that's why I was getting out of hand and controlling and aggressive and really just trying to restrict everything, which is exactly why I had to give you, I gotta let you go.
I think what I love about what's happening here is that he is taking responsibility for what happened, how it went down. I think I want you guys to really pay attention, okay? The first thing that she says is, I haven't found anything else like that. And then he goes into, I was only one. I thought I was the only one who missed it. I missed us and da 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 da. And, she says, no, it was hard for me not talking to you. But at the end, you was doing this. Listen, we don't do this if we know if the door ain't somewhat open. We're not, if you're done with somebody, you're not going to debate the semantics. We're not going to talk about the little in between things. So for me, this does show me that both parties are open on some level to figuring this out if it makes sense now. And I think very wise move. Any man that's watching this that's trying to get back with his girl, look, this is wise. This is wisdom. Don't try to put it back on. Well, I did think he was cheating. I mean, no. He owned it. There's something about owning it with women that does something to us. It disarms us. I don't know what it is. It's just like, hey, you know what? I messed up. You're right. I didn't do this the best way. I didn't handle this the way I should have. That is like that. I don't know a woman that doesn't resonate with. And I think men come into it like, I'm going to just argue down my point. And I don't think that that's as effective. So I love the way he's going about this because it's something. Look at her eyes right now. Look at her eyes. She's like thinking. He got her thinking by how he owned his stuff. She's thinking. So, okay. Maybe you have changed. That's what's happening here. Okay.
I was a toxic one. And my own insecurities of that one because of what I did affected everything. Mm-hmm. So it's basically just my ego got in the way.
That's good.
Big time.
I agree.
Me too.
On the ego. How do you think our lives would be different if we never met?
I don't know. Like I have no idea. Maybe I don't think I would have been I definitely know I wouldn't have been the person I am today. I know that for a fact. Yeah.
It's a great answer.
You feel like, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you feel like I made a change in your life for the better?
Also, like, I feel like with you, I was actually able to open up and like really just be myself, no matter who or.
I would want to pause it right here because I think it's really important that I think sometimes we can get caught up in superficial. who she was as a person, being supportive, being someone that he felt or found comfort in, somebody he felt so comfortable in, that comfortable with, that he could be who he is. He didn't have to put on a show. That resonates. I think that resonates for both women and men. Like having that connection with somebody where I don't have to put on a show. I don't have to be anything but who I am. I think in this dynamic, he knows he lost something very valuable in this woman, and just the way she's communicating to him with respect. She's not trying to overpower him or be confrontational. She's really giving him the space to express himself freely, and I really love that. I think that a lot of women could learn from that. I mean, I've had to do a lot of work on myself because I am spicy. But being able to, okay, pull that back. You also have to leave room for a man to be open to you, and she's doing that here.
What was around.
I can't
And I know, like, if we never met, like, I probably would still been that whole, I'm not gonna say scared little boy, but just I've been a lot more conservative. Yeah, a lot
less
more
colorful.
Yeah, yeah. I will ask you.
Yeah, I was
the
about
same.
to answer. I think I wouldn't have known as much about relationships, love, and just being happy. I don't know about
Yeah.
you, but I was really happy when things were good.
I agree with you. Sometimes too damn happy.
Yeah, like it was almost too good, but
Yeah.
it was great.
Yeah.
Wow. This hurts because, guys, it just feels like they had something so special. And it brings me back. Y'all know I'm spiritual. Brings me back to a Bible verse that says, pride and ego cometh before the fall. And his ego got the best of him from what he said. And then something so special just ruined. You know, it's hard. It's really sad. I know it's been 3 years, but it hasn't been 10 years. Y'all can't be, y'all can be really different, but y'all can't be like worlds different, right?
It was great.
It was
good.
good.
It's too many.
Yes, it's
all the memes.
Everything. Like it was. You were my best friend. 1,000%.
I will say this, y'all, and I mean, maybe I'm out of order for saying that, but you know when you mess up and you lose it, the situation in this situation, the relationship ended because of things that he did. You can start to idealize aspects of the relationship just because you feel like you're at fault. So you could, you remember all the rose-colored times and all the best parts about this person because now you're like, dang, I'm the one who's messed up. I'm the one who did this. She was perfect. Reality is no one's perfect. No one is. And I think that what may happen here is that he is built over time out of guilt and out of just missing the certain aspects of the relationships. He has built a version of her that no longer exists. So even if you were to get her back, she was never the woman you've created in your head. She's not her anymore. Or she never was. You just created or idealized or created an idealized version of her that may not have ever existed. Now, it does seem like she's a solid girl. I ain't gonna say she's not. But I just think that when we miss people, we can idealize and romanticize someone to the degree that we create a version of them that never actually existed.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what made it really sucky. Hate to damper it, but
Yeah.
when it ended, it's like I lost my boyfriend and my best friend. Like,
I'm sorry. I know I've said it multiple times, and
I know it's okay.
It really isn't, but
I feel like everything needs to happen
For a reason.
Yeah.
Of course.
Not everything needs to happen, but everything happens for a reason. And it happened for whatever reason. So I'm gonna use these tissues.
Oh, y'all, they gonna have me start crying. I get emotional, y'all, when people cry. That's like the sensitive part of me. Oh, I know he's probably like, dang. Gosh. Mm-mm-mm.
I'm good.
No, it's my question then.
Yep.
Wow, she was really hurt by that. That's tough.
Crazy part is I definitely feel like we covered this one.
Really?
Yeah. What do you think I think was the reason we broke up?
Like, what's the reason?
Yeah.
Your point of view? Oh God, this is horrible. I think that you thought I didn't love you anymore.
1000%.
I think you didn't, like, we were in a bad spot. We were like barely talking. So I feel like that's part of the reason why you decided to come clean, because you said, oh, it's nothing to lose at this point anymore.
She hates me anyway.
She hates my guts. Let me just come clean. Why did
I tell you?
Yeah, like, did you just like wake?
So I think what's really interesting that a misconception that I think needs to be cleared up. I think a lot of what men interpret as someone not loving them anymore is someone who may have built up a lot of resentment. There's been a lot of unforgiveness. There's been a lot of hurt. And when women build up that emotional wall, it can feel like they don't love you anymore. But that's just not the case. It's just this wall that's blocking them from being able to feel the love that they do have for you. Over time, you'll find that after women do their work and things like that, they'll feel in love with someone they probably had previously said they were not in love with, because they just didn't take the time to forgive and move forward and let certain things go. There's a lot of power in forgiveness. And so I think at that point, what he interpreted as not loving was her putting up a wall, to that would be to him like, oh, she don't love me anymore. Because women are not filing for divorces because they don't love somebody anymore. It's just a built up of resentment. And because we don't try to handle it, we move on our emotions. And we use the excuse of being emotional creatures, but still we're emotional. We file, and we later sometimes regret it because we moved on an emotion, and emotions change. And when we say follow your heart, do what makes you happy, do this, you should always be happy. When we push that incorrect rhetoric, it's damaging. It's damaging. And that's what's ruining marriages. Because marriages, you're not going to always be happy. You're not going to always feel butterflies and cupcakes for the person that you're with. And I think that's a misconception that we push. It takes work. It takes time. It takes energy. You've got to push through those things. And in this situation, again, I don't think she was going to end the relationship, but I do think that he interpreted her anger and frustration and coldness to him as her not loving him. And that's not the case.
Wake up and
like I said, as time went on, of course, we felt the split in the road. We were definitely drifting apart. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? If this is how it's drifting, I know, because this is something I did. Mm-hmm. So I can't even be like, hey, or try to break it down. At the end of the day, facts are facts. And I knew I messed up, and it's not fair for me to hold on to you knowing that I fucked it up. Who am I to clip your wings for my errors.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I came clean, and
So you wanted to set me free.
yeah, I was like, I felt like I was keeping you in a prison. It felt like I was keeping you in a prison, and that's not me.
What do you mean keeping her in a prison? Like the relationship became a prison? Or because he wasn't being honest, it felt like he was keeping her in this made up world. And he knowing the truth, it was just feeling like, no, let me set this girl free. I've cheated on her. I've messed this up. Let me just let her know what the real deal Holyfield is. I don't know with the prison. I mean, did she identify as being a prison? Let me see.
Yeah.
That's not me. My fuck up kind of made me self-conscious about everything, every little thing. And I got out
About
of hand.
physically and
Everything. Like
everything you did.
My mess up made me think she's out there going to cheat on me. I was like, and I couldn't sleep. I was like, and it got to the point where like
what he was feeling was guilt. That guilt was driving him to some levels of paranoia, because now you worried about what because you know what you did. You're like, well, I deserve to be cheated on. She could be out here cheating on me right now, and I don't even know if I'm capable of doing this, and she's capable of doing this, because it was that guilt that was catching up with you. That's why a lot of people say that if someone's accusing you of cheating, they may be cheating, because if it's coming out of the clear blue sky, it's like, wait, hold on, maybe you cheating, because your guilt is causing you to start thinking that I'm capable of what you're doing. That's that guilt. That's that guilt.
It's gonna sound crazy. I had to accept, I was like, if she cheats on me, then like, who the fuck am I to say anything?
What made you think I was cheating, though?
He thought you was cheating because he was cheating, girl. That's why. That's why. He knew what he was doing. That's why. Let's keep it 100.
That's what I said. It was my own self-consciousness.
Riley,
What made me think?
I'm glad he said that.
You're always on your phone.
Boy, do not. We're not. No, we're not. We're not. And look at her eyes. Like, she is like receiving him. Man, she still has feelings for this man. Y'all see it? She still got feelings for him. He better look. No, it's not because she's always on her phone. It's because you know what you did. And when you do something like that to betray trust, you start to think, well, if I'm doing this, they're probably doing it too. And maybe a part of you wanted her to actually cheat so that y'all could be even and you wouldn't feel so bad about the things that you've done. Let's keep it 100. Okay?
Always. Or like, I do remember this one thing that happened that definitely.
Girl, do not receive this. I hope she's not receiving. Okay, y'all. Okay.
Sat wrong with me.
Okay.
When we were at the Asian restaurant and we were eating.
Y'all can tell this is driving me nuts, right? This is driving me crazy. Do not put this on her. This is about the fact that you felt bad about what you were doing privately. She didn't do anything. Now, I don't know if truly she was on her phone a lot, or because you were looking at her from a suspicious point of view because you knew what you were doing. That's why you felt like she was doing something. So I can't even really say that what you're about to say is factual facts. That might have been your perception at the time, but you've already established that your self-consciousness of what you knew you had done is what caused you to see her differently and see what she was doing and interpreting what she was doing differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you look at me and you tell me how attractive the waiter is. And it's
Yeah.
like, I'm here trying to build something with you, and you
Girl,
looking
wait, hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Sorry, y'all. I gotta retract my statements. I gotta retract my statements. Why would you tell your man how attractive the waiter is? That's a boundary cross. Why did you do that? Oh, okay.
me in my face and tell me somebody else is looking better or someone else is, and just like, because I know if we were on a date, I'm like, oh wow, she looks good.
I would have been cool with that.
I'm not gonna do that to
No,
you.
you tell
I'm
me.
fun.
Like we
Okay, y'all. Sam is reacting, y'all. What is happening? You told your man that the waiter was better looking than him? Or even if you didn't say that, let's say you just said the man was attractive. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? That does feel like you trying to, oh, he fine. Like, what? No, that inappropriate. No, ma'am, you were wrong for that. I'm sorry, Crystal. Love you, sis. I've been rocking for you. If you watch this reaction video, I've been rocking for you. But that, you ain't, listen, y'all. I know we get into, men and women can look at women and say, oh, she's beautiful. Oh, she's bad. That's one thing. I think women, we have more an ability to see both, and I mean, and can compliment both, and it's not that deep, or it cannot be that deep, right? With men, I feel like you can't really do that. I just think that when you're dealing with testosterone, you just can't really do that. That's not. It's not that there is a double standard there, and I don't think that you can talk to your man about how fine another dude is. I just don't. I y'all can correct me in the comments, but I just think that that's a boundary cross.
used to look at girls together, you know, like we used to be
But
like,
at that
she's
point,
hot.
but at that point, I was already kind of feeling you a lot, and it was just like,
You didn't want to hear that about another.
yeah, nobody wants to hear that. I'm literally out with somebody who I'm really enjoying my time with, and you told me somebody else looked better than me.
I didn't say he looked better than you. I know that's how you received it, but I was just saying, I know I said it as a comment, like, oh, he's really cute. I didn't say like he looks better than you, but I know that probably that's how you took.
Oh, wow. So he's insecure. He got some insecurities going on, because she didn't even say that, but what he heard was he looked better than you, or he looked better, that waiter looks better than you. And what she said was, no, he's really attractive. Because she's thinking that if we complimenting girls together, I can compliment guys with you too. Wrong. You cannot do that with men. I ain't never met a man that could. I've never met a man that you could just sit and compliment another dude with. I don't know. But I can see by his insecurity, he has some insecurities, and she didn't even say what he thought she said. She just said that he was simply attractive. She didn't say he was more attractive than him, but in his mind, he interpreted it as, oh, he must be better looking than me. That's going through an insecure filter. Y'all see this, right? It's going through a filter of insecurity, or a lens of insecurity, so that she's hearing the same messages about other women, but she's not saying, oh, just because you're calling this woman attractive means that you're not attracted to me. He heard that as, oh, you're attracted to him, you're not as attracted to me. It's just the lens. It's the lens in which he's seeing things from. It's a more of an insecure lens that he's seeing things from.
Took it because you wanted the attention. You wanted the.
I wanted to be in. I wanted to be in your vision, and like, even though it was just the beginning, it's kind of like, oh, I'm already knocked off the pedestal. I'm just here for food.
No.
What?
Like
That's how you felt? Wow.
All right, is he playing this up? Is he, y'all? I'm sorry. We cannot go through life thinking that we're not gonna see other attractive people. And because we see other attractive people, that makes me not attractive because there's other attractive people. Like that's not even, you're not going to be with a woman that doesn't see attractive men. There's attractive men everywhere. Just like there's attractive women everywhere. It's an unrealistic thought process to say, oh, because she thinks the waiter's cute, that I'm not attractive and we just here for food. What? That's a reach. Y'all, to me, that was a reach. That was a reach.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, so everywhere we go, it felt like you were just looking around everywhere else.
Okay. I didn't know it was that. I knew that because we spoke about things like that and you not liking when guys looked at me. But I didn't know it was that excessive. Would you ever consider dating again? Why or why not?
Yes.
Like dating in general, like dating you again?
I think dating me, not
you again.
Would you ever date anyone ever?
Would I consider dating you again? I mean, as of the past 3 years, other than today, we have not said one word to each other. One word. So.
Well, y'all know that the answer is yes here, right? Because he started off by asking, do you miss what we had? And said that was a really hard question for him to hear her answer. So for you to have that level of emotionality for that question, we already know the answer is yes. He absolutely has thought about them dating again. Absolutely has thought about it.
If I'm going to be real, I would say yeah. I would say yeah.
Say it right again. 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 All right. And look at her little face. Look what I stopped it on, y'all. Look what I stopped on. He said, yeah. Look at the smile she got on her face.
Why or why not?
Just because I realized the toxic person, you got to see your own bullshit sometimes. So once you understand that you were the toxic person, everything about you changes. You move different, you think different, and you understand that it's what you do that makes the difference, not how people act around you, what everybody else is doing. It's what you're doing in the time you got it. So if I'm being real, I would. Nothing's guaranteed. I don't know how the universe works, but if the universe sent you my way again, yeah. Yeah.
And like we both haven't found that connection anywhere else.
No, I don't even live here anymore.
Wow. She's looking for reassurance. Y'all see that? Woman asks a question like that. Men watching. I want to validate. I want you to validate that ticket. You hear me? Well, if you want to rekindle that flame, you validate the ticket. But I think it's very interesting here because I think I'm seeing a little bit different perspective, especially with what he just shared about how he felt that because she complimented one guy that she would always be looking at other guys and that he wasn't as attractive as the guys that she would eventually see or maybe see. He hated the feeling that because she thought one guy was attractive that she was looking at every other guy outside of him. And I don't know if that's a normal, I don't know. I don't think that that's a normal guy thing. I think that that's obviously the lens he was seeing things through because of the insecurities he's feeling within. So for me, it's like, I don't know if that has changed because I think in general, we all have insecurities, right? And we all have the responsibility to manage those insecurities. We're always going to be insecure about something. My issue in this would be, is he still seeing things through that lens? Because when you're dealing with someone who has insecurities on that level, it's hard to be in relationship with them because if you feel like everybody's a threat, you obviously don't love yourself. There's a lack of self-love that's there. And I don't believe you can love somebody well if you don't love yourself well. So I'm not really sure if he would even be a good move for her, because I don't know if that aspect of him has changed, if his lens has changed at this point.
Come on, I can't find out.
Right? No, you left.
Yeah,
Like,
I can't find that nowhere.
Whole different.
But then
scene. Yeah.
it got to the point where it was like, maybe the relationship I needed to really be having was the one with myself.
Yeah.
Facts.
So, but yeah.
Absolutely.
You should throw that one back at her. Throw it back at her. I know he's a little scared, but you should throw it right back at her.
Question is yours.
Whatever. Consider dating again.
Y'all, if she says no, she's lying. I hate to say that. I don't think she's telling the truth. You could tell by her body language, her eyes, everything like that. She's obviously interested in him still. There's still feelings there. I think the only reason why she wouldn't say that right here is because he cheated and the way that things ended, and she doesn't want to just give him hope like that. She wants him to work a little bit more. But deep down inside, I definitely think that she would definitely consider dating him again if the circumstances had changed and they were aligned and all that other stuff. Yeah.
Consider it, maybe. I'm not in the place to even date right now, because I am still working on myself and recovering from things. And if we ever did date, we'd have to have a lot of talks.
What did I tell y'all? Somebody need to give me an award, okay? Womanese, baby. Fluent. Yeah, well, some manese here, I guess, as well. But she's not going to give him the full reassurance here, y'all, because of the way things ended. So she's got to give him a little, but clearly she didn't close the door. But like I said, there's a window, right? In addition to that, she's also saying that, which I think is fair, is that they have to have a lot of talks. They will, because there's things that y'all, there were some concerning things that were brought up today. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Real talks, transparency, and just realness. And then we'd be able to answer that question correctly. And that covers it, I think.
Make sure my knuckles ain't ashy enough.
No, you're good.
Yeah. It's good to see you, though.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Is there anything?
All right, y'all. So that was the end of this. What I do think is very interesting about this entire situation was just the things that came up over in conversation. And at the end, you could see he looks a little deflated. He doesn't look as happy, because I think he's seeing it as he was just rejected. But it's not rejection. It just means that she needs a little bit more from him. And I think rightly so, right? But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna stop there, because I will go on for another 10 minutes. I really will. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, y'all. Let's not just be every once in a while. Let's become family, okay? Friends that are family. Okay, join my family today.